IRCK, through Mombasa Interfaith Youth Network, held a sport event in Mombasa County at Our Lady's Fatma Kongoya Parish as a platform to create awareness and address issues affecting mental health. The event created interactions and sharing as a means of our conscience into active engagement. Freedom of religion and belief under IRCK has achieved a tremendous success through coordination and involvement of one-on-one discussions with interfaith stakeholders in Mombasa. Through Mombasa Youth Interfaith Network programs and IRCK, security and peace was the major objective. Terror groups and terrorism was at its peak, involving youth who were stigmatized with hard stance and beliefs in the name of religion. Many lives, businesses were lost, which contributed in economic decline in Kenya at that time. When promises are not kept, close friends are lost.
Kwa niaba ya IRCK, the Religious Council of Kenya, Mombasa chapter, as a chair of IRCK, nashukuru zaidi kwa kila mmoja wenu. Pia ningependa nishukuru zaidi secretariat IRCK kwa pamoja nasi tangia tuseme almost a week now, is it? Sasa ni wiki moja tukiwa nao, tulikuwa na shughuli mbalimbali hasa wakilenga vijana. Kwa hivyo vijana waliofika katika mchezo wa leo ni hali ya kukaribishana. Vijana wa Interfaith, umeona vile walivyo, kuna wengi ambao hawako, lakini katika hali ya mchezo ilikuwa imepangika ya kuwa ni wale ambao waliteuliwa ni walikuwa wafike. Kwa hivyo kikosi cha vijana.
According to the residents, high rate of unemployment and sidelining of youths in government projects initiative has also contributed in formation of terror groups, gangs, militia teams that has injured many and displaced many investors too. Through interventions of Mama Shamsa Abubakar, Chairlady Mombasa Women of Faith, so much has been achieved in Nyali and Kisauni sub-counties.
Mkiongozwa na chifu wetu, tunashukuru zaidi kwa kufikia mwito wa kigafla. Tunawaenzi zaidi na vijana wa Interfaith. Nafikiria kuna viongozi wao itakuwa watafanya mpango namna ya kuwafikia, na pia nanyi muingie katika orodha yao, ili kila tunapokuwa na program itabidi mwalikwe. Kila IRCK inapoandaa project yote ya vijana itabidi pia mwalikwe. Pia ningependa zaidi Women of Faith wakiongozwa na Mama Shamsa kwa bidii na juhudi, pia vijana na bwana AAC wakiongozwa na pia DPC ya District Peace Committee wa Nyali wamefanya kazi zaidi, kazi ya ziada, na Hakika mama huyu na IRCK Wanyali wamefanya kazi zaidi na imekuwa ni mfano bora zaidi katika eneo la Mombasa County.
Turning sports and talents into insights among many youths is not an option but a new normal. Kenyan youths are the most versatile if properly engaged and guided. Back in 2013 to 2018, Kenya through the activities of extremism are not new. Linda Nchi has effectively made the country a prime target for Al-Shabaab and its sympathizers. Kenya experienced an increase in the activities of terror in many areas. Securities were beefed and peace was restored, and today our biggest enemy is the internal terrorism along the coastal region among suicidal, revenge and fight of depression to many young Kenyans. Since COVID-19, 44 of every 100 Kenyans reduce the number of meals per day and many eat smaller portions in COVID-19 belt tightening, a new survey shows. About 33 in every 100 rely on borrowing food or donations from friends and relatives. 21 in every 100 restricted consumptions by adults to allow children to eat, while 16 in 100 sometimes don't eat for an entire day. While the last report shows 51 in every 100 Kenyans relied on credit to buy food and increased debt while trying to put food on the table. 47 in 100 eat smaller portions to survive. These analyses were based on data from socio-economic impact of COVID-19 on household survey. Kenya's youth unemployment rate stands at 65, among the highest in the world. 3 in 5 unemployed Kenyans are 15 to 35 years old. The situation is exacerbated by a shrinking economy, political instability, and passive income inequality. Significantly, youth are engaged in informal sector, which is largely unregulated and subjects workers to low earnings and long hours without any formal contract. Suffering under a slow-growing economy, youth, whether well-educated or uneducated, have increasingly turned to crime and violence, surviving as watu wa mikono to the ruling elite and intimidating and harassing their political opponent.
And inbreeding zote, it's not healthy. Na you don't grow. You don't grow ukifanya inbreeding. Unacheza mpira wenyewe kwa wenyewe, mjituza wenyewe kwa wenyewe, mmaliza mnaenda. That is what we call inbreeding. Ukamwambia Maria, what is happening? This is inbreeding. We need a team to challenge interfaith. Mkiwa wenyewe kwa wenyewe unacheza kirafiki. Simuona Alibabu mlivyokuwa mnacheza wenyewe kwa wenyewe vile alikuwa anacheza. Anataka mpira kama amelala chini na miguu iko juu. Lakini when the team came, he performed wonders. We were all shocked. And that is what we want to see. A big clap for him. Umenipa shock Alibabu. I've talked to Mwamba. We need more of these matches. In fact, challenge kwenu. Mimi leo nazungumza hapa kama Mombasa Women of Faith. And I want to make this very clear. Umekuwa mkilalamika Mama Shamsa anapewa projects. Mimi sipewi projects na IRCK. I make them and send proposals. I don't wait for them wanifanyie. This is a challenge to interfaith. Haitaleta Nairobi washakubali, wanasubiri barua yenu. Mimi sitawaandikia. Request for a Mombasa County match. Final day Dr. Kuri ako tayari atakuja. Na zawadi za all the teams. You can select 4 teams in each county. Kuanzia zile preliminaries mpaka final match. Watu wa Nairobi watakuja. This is a challenge to you, you can do it. Fans ziko, mimi nawaambia. Fans ziko, mimi wanaenda huko kwa hizo ninio zao hizo. Mimi najua pesa hiyo. Kinyamaza. Sawa. Another thing. Malia,
Against this backdrop, the Kenyan government has established the Youth Enterprise Development Fund and Kazi kwa Vijana, which means job for youth, to boost unemployment and entrepreneurship among people of 18 to 35 years of age. Given the high poverty level among youth in Kenya, temporary jobs can help young people learn the marketable skills they need to find decent work, but it's not a long-term solution, as these low-paying jobs can also trap people in poverty, making crime and violence seem like the only viable exit. In order to make a smooth transition to adulthood, young people require decent work and the ability to actively contribute to economic and political development and stability. Short of this, youth will remain at the margin of the economy to serve as the violent watu wa mkono and beyond. In line with global trends, community policing has been a vehicle for transforming the state police in Kenya. One of the main objectives of police reform initiatives worldwide is to re-establish confidence in the state police and create relationship of trust between police officers and citizens. On top of this, various non-governmental organizations have also implemented their own versions of community policing, and citizens have also established diverse collective endeavors to provide security in and for their communities. Mombasa Interfaith Youth Network under IRCK program was not exceptional. A lot has been achieved since engagements with youth, community, security stakeholders at large.
Wale ambao wanijui kwa majina, mimi naitwa Henry Rock, Senior Assistant County Commissioner hapa Nyali Kongowea. Napenda kushukuru interreligious. Naitwa nini? IRCK. Yes. Kwa hii mpango. Mpelekee wakubwa wetu. Tunashukuru sana. Sisi kama serikali ya Nyali. Vijana mnasemaje? Tuko pamoja. Si ndio? Tuko pamoja. Na wanataka majes kama hizi. Program kama hizi so that the youth can perform. Nataka kushukuru Mama Shamsha. In a very short notice, aliniambia jana. Akaniambia tutakutana hapa. Tumekuja. Tulipofika hapa akasema I think hii ni inbreeding. Wacha nilete outsiders kidogo kuja kuchallenge. Kama namna gani? Umeonaje? Si ni vizuri? You also reforming this. We will see what you're doing. They want to be like you know, a program should have a lengo. It's lazima na lengo. So lengo lenu reform more so that they can join.
Politics and politicians play a critical role in promoting peace, violence, and divide among the community. In the agenda for humanity, the humanitarian community is called to act upon 5 care responsibility to reduce sufferings and deliver better for the millions of people in need of humanitarian assistance. More determined and bold leadership is required to set aside differences entrenched in political and to guide national discourse and decision in political and guides national discourse and decision making that supports the humanity of others. Leaders should use their positions to deliver outcomes for people in need and not commit to sustained engagement. Politics essentially assisting for social solving problems, making decisions and resolving conflicts within a given society or community. The reason that politics as a problem solving seems too distant from our experience is due to a cultural tendency to focus on solutions that are based on who holds power or who is right in the eyes of law. The standard political approach, which creates winner and loser, tends to lead even deeper polarization.
This is the support that we need. I want to thank Interfaith for what you're doing. You're doing great in Nyali. Na tungeomba wengine waisani wengine wakuje watusaidie. So mwende mu practice. Mwende mfanye nini? Na jambo lingine vile Mama Shamsha amesema. Chifre, I think hii utaongoza. Form a team among the groups. Team nzuri that we will request even to play with others. Tunaweza enda Likoni, tunaweza enda town tuwachezeshe hao vijana. We will ask for funds. Mama Shamsha anajua vile atafanya. So tafuta vijana wazuri among the teams ile tumeweka karibu.
Profession mimi ni clinical officer. But on top of that, kuna kitengo ambacho ninasimamia katika sub-county ya Nyali na Kisauni ambao ni gender based violence and adolescents and young persons health program. And what I do, one, I preach. Mimi nina dini langu ni kuweza kuhubiri kuhusu vita dhidi ya dhuluma, one, na afya ya vijana.
Interreligious Council of Kenya, IRCK, is a coalition of a major faith communities in Kenya that works together to deepen interfaith dialogue and collaboration among members for a common endeavor to mobilize the unique moral and social and address shared concerns. In spite of the change in name, the organization remains the local affiliate of WCRP International and has links with the African Council of Religious Leaders and the continental body of faith communities that work on the same principle. As per the goal of IRCK is to be an informed voice of conscience promoting sustainable peace and development in Kenya, while the mission is to promote tolerance and understanding among faith communities in Kenya through mobilizing joint actions for social economic development.
It is rare, but I'm glad that finally I've met you. I've been following you baadaye. Now, vijana wengi tunajipata katika hali ya kutumia mihadarati. And we are not here to point fingers. We are not here to castigate anyone. No. We are here to make you aware that this is sote, we are one family, and we are here to support each other. Mimi kama Godfrey, I have one motto, and I have one mission. Help one young person. Hata kama tu ni mmoja nitamtoa kwa drugs, hata kama ni mtu mmoja ataweza kuchange tabia yake, I'll be the happiest person in earth. And zamani ilikuwa inasemekana ukienda kwa hospitali unapata watu wazee. Sasa hivi wachini narrative. Some of us are privileged to thank God that the leadership forums where we want to try to bring change. Yale maslahi yetu kama vijana katika department ya afya, we are there to bring change. Mombasa County Department of Health, 2018 we launched the AYP strategy. So the essence to launch the strategy is to include my youth. Katika county yetu, we have the Youth Advisory Council of Health, where we have from their president to all other people, and their role is to bring our issues at the policy making level. Mental health, vijana wengi tunajipata katika hali ambayo si nzuri, kiafya, kiakili. Many of us are engaged in drugs out of stress, out of depression. But I'm happy because we as youth, from the community level, to know that there's need for us to reform. And there's one person that I'm so happy, Omar, simama. This young man, sijamjua kwa miaka mingi sana. But kwa ule muda ambao nimemjua, he is doing a lot of work. Na ni ombi langu kwa Shamsa. Sendro. Ni ombi langu. This young man, with the rest of us here, tuweze kumuunga mkono. Mimi ninapopata nafasi, I always advocate for the space of the youth. And I know through him, we can share, we can have a dialogue. Tuketi chini, tuweze kuongea. And on that note, I have a chance to conduct a dialogue on Wednesday by the national government, Department of Gender. Wamenipa chance in Kisauni and Nyali sub-county. And we have the different people. My main aim, I said I'll go to the, and I believe this is the time for me to lobby. On Wednesday, through Omar na Mama Shamsa, nitaita mkutano, Mungu akijalia, tuweze keti chini, tuweze kujadiliana mambo ambayo yanatuhusu sisi kama vijana. Once again, I say the time is now, the future is now, the future is me, the future is you. If you're in a position to change that one person, let us strive to change the narrative that the youths ni uhalifu, the youths they are rapists, the youths are defilers, and these are the things ukiangalia yanatuhusu day in day out. Ndugu zetu, I believe some of us are bodaboda operators. Most of them wanakuwa alleged they are bakaji. I'm not pointing fingers, but I always advocate for people to have space for us to talk. There's that bad narrative that bodaboda operators don't nazungusha bangi. True or false? But most of the time, these young men, they're so innocent. Shimola Tower, there are so many innocent men ambao kwa pale mbele wanatumiwa kwa na wamebaka. Nadanganya. I have statistics, one under kotini, and I see. So it is us to work together to change that narrative. Issues to do with rape and defilement. Yaweza nifanyikia mimi, pia wewe, mamako, dadako, bibi yako, mtoto wako, it is possible. So it is us to work together to make sure we change the narrative of the bad notion that people have towards us as youths.
This event has been a game changer, and it has impacted positively to many youths who have shared their skills, among other benefits of socializing and interacting among themselves. It is so obvious that such events are needed so as to engage the youth and to keep them occupied all the time. It is said, an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Something that has been left, and it's something that has never been spoken about. We Africans, we look at mental health as a taboo. We look at it as ni ya wazungu, it's for people who are rich. So mental health is a concern. Our youths are affected so much by depression, and we need to talk about it, and we need to encourage them to talk about it, to speak out. If you are undergoing any stage of depression, speak it out. Speak to someone that you trust. Speak to someone that you think he will give you a listening ear. So to encourage all youths, don't shut up. Tuongee about our mental health. If you have something that affect or prepare sleepless nights, talk about it. Speak it out. Just by the mere fact that you are speaking it out, it's therapeutic. So for our tournament today, we had a competition between Team A and Team B. Unfortunately, Team A ilishindwa. So tunaonea tu huruma. So because so we felt we should be friendly to you. So tukaamua tuachie mshinde. So I would like to invite our guests. That's the ACC and Daktari here. Aweze kupea team B captain Kombe. Team A, by the way, both Team A and Team B will receive a present. And also our guest team also will receive a present. So captain wa Team B, tafadhali.